Hello, the title of the video says it all. Selling my bro comic collection. Yes, the reason why I didn't do this live because I want to tell a little bit about my brother, somebody that I don't talk much on my channel yet. So I figure I will show them stuff and then talk about him, and then I can put a timestamp right here later so that other people can skip the story and go straight to see what's in the box. Okay, so for those that don't care to see or hear a 15-minute rambling story, you can skip to see what books it is in these two boxes. Anyhow, he's my older brother. When we came to America, I was in 7th grade. He was in 9th grade. Okay, and this is where we live in East Greenbush. When we got a few months later, when the school year advanced and we moved to Albany, New York, that's where he attended Albany High, and then we stayed there. So he went to Albany High in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. Okay, and he graduated from Albany High. And the paper route that I mentioned that I got, I split it with him. So he and we would get home from school. He went to high school, I went to the middle school. So we kind of, had to split up the package. Where I take one side of the street and he go down the other side of the street. Okay, anyhow, he enjoy flipping through the books that I bought. Okay, so it started out that way. I had no problem sharing my books with my older brother. He read it, he enjoyed it, and this went through high school. He never expressed interest in buying them, but often he would read the stuff that I bought. Doesn't matter, back issue, current books, he enjoyed them when he had time to read them. My brother is extremely different from me. Extremely. I mean, he looked very different as well. So if we stood side by side, I think most people would never guess that we are brother. He looked more like my mother and I look more like my father. On top of that, his personality, night and day. I'm pretty sure I have never heard my brother cuss. Yeah, potty mouth here compared to my brother. He's never cursed. Yeah, super nice. Okay, super nice, eccentric, and super smart. Okay, I might be sure I'm blessed with my father's brain, so and genetics, so I'm fairly smart. He is uber smart. Let me tell you more about him. Let me clean my glasses here real quick. My brother came to the US just like me, knowing nothing, no English. Okay, we spoke no English whatsoever. He attended, start out 9th grade, and by the time he graduated, he graduated 12th out of his class of, I believe, 500 or so in Albany High. That's where he graduated from high school. Brilliant, very hard worker, he's smart, he's book smart, but he also a very good student compared to me. I might be smart, but I was not a good student, so I didn't get the kind of grade that he got. He scored almost perfect on the SAT. Yeah, for somebody that barely in the US for 3 years, he scored almost a perfect on SAT, and he got a free ride to college. Yeah. Fast forward, he graduated from Yale University with a PhD in biochemistry when he was 23 years old. Okay. When he graduated, his situation reminded me so much of the movie The Firm, the Tom Cruise movie. Remember when Tom Cruise graduated from Harvard Law School and a bunch of law firm was throwing all kind of big package of benefits and offer to try to lure him, and then he chose to work for a small firm. The beginning part of that movie reminded me of my brother. When my brother graduated from Yale with his PhD in biochemistry. Let me go back a little bit. My brother is smart enough to go for to be a doctor or to be whatever, okay? He just chose chemistry because he's obsessed with chemistry. He's the kind of person that he would, sit there and look at the ingredient portion of anything and talk about, oh, that chemical, that compound is a mixture of this, and it drove me crazy in high school because I'm just like, I don't care. I don't need. But his obsession with chemistry led him to be a biochemist, not that he was not smart enough to be a heart surgeon, brain surgeon, or whatever. He could have go to school for anything, free ride. But when he graduated, every biotech firm, every drug firm in the world, yes, I said this, in the world, woo him. He was given plane ticket to fly to Germany to talk to drug firm over there, everywhere. All over the country, all over the world, people was throwing offers at him to lure him as the brightest young biochemist coming out of Yale. And he chose the safest route possible. Yale is in Connecticut, so he decided to work for Pfizer because it is right there in Connecticut, something that he is familiar with, and is part of that offering package to woo him. You know what Pfizer did? They bought him a house in Mystic, Connecticut. You know, Mystic, for those that remember that movie, that's first star Julia Roberts. Yeah, Mystic. They got him a beautiful, beautiful house in Mystic. Oh my God. I was stunned at how big and gorgeous that mansion, the land, everything. But my brother has never cared for material things. He was a minimalist forever. Okay, I remember the first time I went to his house and visit him. The living room was so empty. There's barely a couch there. And a 20-inch black and white, yes, black and white television that he got from a garage sale or something. Yeah. And the first car that he bought after he got the job was a Honda Civic with the cheapest model. It's a hatchback Honda Civic with, he even saved the $30 to have no radio in the car. I mean, the first time I ride in his new car, I'm just like, there's no radio? He's like, no, I skipped that to save a little money. Yeah, we never got along. We did not get along all through high school, college, and we got much better now, many decades later. Okay, but I can tell you the high school year, the college years, and the few years after college was very difficult for me and him because we were at the opposite end of the spectrum in personality. But one thing that we share was the X-Men. My brother read a lot of stuff that I had, but one thing that stuck in his mind for many years was the X-Men. And he told me a few years ago, I did not know that he bought any comic books, but a few years ago, I mean, mind you, there was about a 10-year span where I did not speak to him. We did not get along to a point where we barely say hi at Thanksgiving dinner, and that's it. There's no need to talk. But about 13 years ago, when we kind of rekindled our relationship and got along much better, he told me, guess what? I did buy some comic books. I'm like, really? He knew I was still collecting. And he's just like, yeah, when I was at Yale, there was a guy selling his collection. And he had a bunch of X-Men. I think my brother said a complete run of X-Men. So he's like, so I bought it. Subsequently, this is in, of course, the, what year was this? Early 90s. Late 80s, okay? Late 80s, early 90s. So he's like, okay, so I bought it. And then I did go to the LCS when I was at Yale and bought some books. I bought Spider-Man, and to my surprise, he did bought a lot of the Spider-Man Todd McFarlane run. He told me a few years ago that he actually gave away the entire run of Todd McFarlane to somebody. I didn't want to know. But he said that, you know, about 5 years ago, he moved. And he's like, you know, I had a couple hundred comic books, and it's just the X-Men and Spider-Man. And I just didn't care to deal with the Spider-Man stuff, so I gave it away. He felt bad that he gave it away, because at the time, he didn't realize that Anthony liked Spider-Man. And he felt bad enough that he actually went on eBay and bought a bunch of Todd McFarlane Spider-Man comic books to give to my son about 5 years ago. Not a complete run of Todd McFarlane, but a big chunk of it. But yeah, he gave away, you know, Spider-Man 300. He bought it off the rack. So yeah, so this is like 5 years ago. Well, after Christmas, I'm shooting this video the day after New Year. So after Christmas, I got a call from him. He's like, Nick, do you know anything about Sparkle City? I'm like, Sparkle City? You mean the comic book dealer on eBay? He's like, yeah. I've been looking for somebody to sell the remaining part of my collection. I don't have much. I might have like 40, 50 issues of Bronze Age X-Men. But I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to go to eBay. I don't have time for this nonsense. So I'm just like, well, send them to me. You know, I would check them out, grade them, and clean and press them if needed, and then sell them and then give you the money. So he's just like, cool. I don't know why he shipped them in 2 separate boxes, but he did. So I already cut it open just to show you. So he shipped, I believe these are the more expensive books, and then this is the rest. So we'll see what the books look like, okay? He has no idea. He's like, I have no idea if there is restoration on these books. All he told me was he know a guy that was selling his collection, that this guy bought off the rack himself. So he's just like, I forgot to ask my brother how much he paid for these things. But it's a box within a box. So over the past 20 plus years, my brother has worked for many biggest drug firm in the world, from Pfizer to Biogen, you name it. He has worked for 5 different drug firms over the past 20 plus years. His wife is from Hong Kong, and his biggest expense is traveling. Now, he's very frugal. Okay, he's still very frugal. Now he drive a Prius. He has owned his Prius now for God know how long. But his biggest expense every year is traveling. He has no children. No children. But you know, they go he and his wife, they go back to Hong Kong to visit her family once a year, always in September. And then you know they travel to Europe. He must have been to Europe a dozen times. He has seen just about every country you can think of in Europe, from Russia to the Czech Republic to Denmark and France and Italy, you name it. That's his guilty pleasure, him and his wife. They don't spend much on anything, but they don't spare when it comes down to seeing the world. Okay. Okay. I believe in here is because I told him if he has a complete Bronze Age run of Dave Cockrum and Byrne X-Men, then issue 94, 101, and giant size are the key. So maybe this is why he shipped these ahead of time by themselves. Oh, in Mylar. Oh. Wow. Okay, so first up. Okay. Take a look. Wow. I am impressed, bro. Yeah. Look, well, the front cover look near mint plus. Okay. All right. Yeah, he said that the rest is not in good condition. So let's see, the 101 look like I would say 7.5-ish. I will give a closer look. Ooh, 94. I think my bro did okay. I would definitely need to check for restoration, but I am confident that these are not restored in any way, because he said that the guy that he bought off is somebody slightly older than him. That was I'm not sure if he was a teacher at Yale or not, but somebody at Yale. Oh man, this might be like an 8.5-ish. Okay. And here come the giant size. Yeah, this one he said is a low grade. But let me take a look. Huh. Yeah. It might be low grade, but I think it might be a 5. Okay. I can see a bunch of issues. Could be a 1/2 inch spine split on the top. There's a 1/4 inch tears right there. You can't really see it with the light, but there is a tears right there, about 1/4 inch. But yeah, who knows what the back cover look like. Okay, so let's, I know it's 15 minutes already, so let's move quickly. Goodness gracious. Once again, a box within a box. My brother is no longer working for a drug firm. In fact, this year he has branched off, left the business, and went on to work for, well, he started an independent research business where he do research for hedge funds, as far as, you know, write-ups on drug companies and potential drugs. So he's doing very well. He's very happy that he has switched to that kind of business where he's no longer wear a white lab coat to work, and he's making good money using his brain to help portfolio manager pick the right drug stocks. Okay, so here we go. I told him that, you know, depend on what the condition is of the book, you know, I would either have them graded or sell them raw. Oh wow, everything is in old school Mylar, right? Those one with the open top. So you get issue 95. Gotta find a place to put these. 95, 96. Yeah, I mean, they're not high grade, they're all like mid grade. Okay, so I might sell them raw for sure, because he told me that they're not in ultra high grade. And I might offer them right here on YouTube, maybe in February. 98, 99, 100, 101 we already see, 102, 103, 104, 105, I don't need to show everything. 107, yep, I was curious to see how his 107 look, and as always, they all have that blemish on the bottom staple. 108, 109, as you can see, I'm gonna try to make it quick. Yeah, some of these books look pretty nice. Yeah, I'm looking at the bottom corner of many of them and they look pretty decent. Yeah, there could be some near mint book in here. Okay, so yeah, this is my bro collection. Okay, let's open the last package inside the package. It's funny, you know, he when he called me, he's like, you know, many of these books are just in the Mylar. I don't have backing board for them because the previous owner just gave me those books in the Mylar, so that's all they are. Is it okay? And I'm like, oh, of course, not a big deal, you know. I said, don't worry. I told him, don't worry, I will take care of everything. So yeah, I can't say enough about my brother when it comes down to intelligence level and focus. Okay, he's way better as a student than me. I might be more street smart, but when it comes down to book smart, high IQ, I put my brother right up there because he's very smart. And he's a extremely nice person, okay? Extremely nice person. Like I said, I have never seen him got mad or raise his voice or curse. He's very, you know, even level, not like me. In fact, I don't even remember seeing his eyebrows go up once. Okay, so here's the rest of the book. Okay, so you got X-Men 120, and then of course there's 121, 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, 127, 128, all of that, all the way to 143, the last burn. There you go. Okay, so that is it. This is my bro collection. Thanks for watching. I will go through the books, and whatever is worth slabbing, I will slab. whatever is worth selling raw on YouTube, I will do that. So thank you for sticking around. I know it's a long video, but I don't get a chance to talk about my big bro that often. Bye-bye.